Secretary of State John Kerry's first international trip since taking office concluded this week with stops in Ankara, Cairo, Riyadh, Abu Dhabi, and Doha. The 11-day nine-nation trip has covered a wide variety of global and bilateral issues and underscored the support of members of the international community on the crisis in Syria.
The international community is not going to stand for Scuds being fired indiscriminately against innocent civilians, women and children, young people, destroying the cities of Syria.
On Friday, Secretary Kerry arrived in Ankara, where he met and held a joint press conference with Foreign Minister Ahmet Davutoglu.
Through a number of bilateral dialogues, our governments are taking concrete steps in order to increase trade and investment. And thanks to these efforts, we have now established a $20 billion trading relationship, and we are eager to be able to grow it further.
While in Ankara, Secretary Kerry also attended a memorial service in honor of embassy guard Mustafa Akarsu and met with his family. In Cairo on Saturday, Secretary Kerry met with Secretary General of the Arab League, Nabil El Arabi, and then spoke jointly with Foreign Minister Mohammed Kamil Amar. He had a variety of conversations to listen to a broad cross-section of political leaders, business leaders, and representatives of non-governmental organizations, and talked about America's commitment to democracy and human rights.
I come here on behalf of President Obama, committed not to any party, not to any one person, not to any specific political point of view, but filled with the commitment that Americans have to democracy, to a robust commitment to our values, to human rights, to freedom of expression, to tolerance. And these are things that historically the strong civil society of Egypt has cared about.
Secretary Kerry met with Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi and discussed Egypt's economic future and the U.S. commitment to providing direct support to key engines of democratic change in Egypt, including Egypt's entrepreneurs and its young people. In Riyadh on Monday, the Secretary held a press conference with Foreign Minister Saud al-Faisal, where the Secretary touched on Iran.
The focus for the moment, the first focus, is the most urgent focus, which remains the challenge of the nuclear program. That is a threat that extends all throughout the region and, in fact, globally because of the issue of non-proliferation.
On Tuesday, Secretary Kerry met with Qatari Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Hamad bin Jassim bin Jaber Al Thani. Secretary Kerry wrapped up his trip to Europe and the Middle East on Wednesday and headed home.